Good morning. It's mountain time. I am at one of the oddest trailheads I've ever been at. Pretty major roads up until a certain point where you go down a creek road and a Bowling Creek, I believe it is, and then it hits a private road. And that private road right here, this becomes the trail right after a parking lot there that you put 3 or 4 cars in, but it looks like you're at a parking lot of a house, but you're not. It's the actual parking lot for this trailhead. I am doing the Black Crest Trail, which I've been wanting to do for quite some time. This is the Black Mountains. It is the trail that heads over several 6,000 footers and ends up at Mount Mitchell. So kind of going the backside up to Mount Mitchell, which is really the only way you could get to Mount Mitchell right now, as it's still closed from Hurricane Helene last year. So I'm looking forward to this. It's sunny right now, a little bit hazy and foggy in some areas. Pretty steep climb to start off, 3,000 feet right off the bat. Could definitely see a lot of damage up here, some rocks and landslides, but very steep. Got some steep climbs. Curious to see what kind of damage is still here with the trees and such, but probably about a 22 mile day and about 6,000 or 7,000 feet of elevation, but passing by or going over, I don't even know, 7 or 8 maybe 6,000 footers, or at least 6. Some of them I won't be able to get up as they are bushwhack to the summit, and I don't have the time for that today. So I'm only going to go over the ones that the trail goes over so I can get up there and come back real quick. But it's going to be a beautiful day. 6,700 feet is about where I'm going to. 3,000 right off the bat right now. Let's get her going. Can still see quite a bit of damage and cleanup that is in process right now. This is all damage from Hurricane Helene almost a year ago. Wow. Still climbing the first little hill. Little hill. It's about a 3,000 foot climb. About 3,000 feet right now, and climbing to about 6,000. I've climbed about 200 or 300 of it so far, but it's over like 4 miles, so it's definitely not gradual. Nice and steep. So far, nice and rocky, so that's great. Make you work for it. Looking forward to these views up here and just being up high in the low to mid 6s and even getting up to the high 6s at the end of the crest. And then I'll be turning around and coming back. It's about 5,000 total to Mount Mitchell for elevation, which is only 10.9 miles, I think, away. So depending if I go all the way to Mount Mitchell or if I stop at Mount Craig, which is right next to Mount Mitchell, and the second tallest mountain in Appalachia mountains. I lost my breath right there when I was talking. Mount Craig is the second highest in Appalachia. It's about 50 feet shorter than Mount Mitchell and 0.6 miles from it. Just dips down and climbs right back up. I've summited Mount Mitchell, so that would be the only reason I wouldn't go through there, or they might have it blocked off because Mount Mitchell State Park is still closed they are not anticipating that being open for a couple years, actually. So this is the only way to get to Mount Mitchell right now. But I really want to do this crest for a while, just because you're knocking out so many 6,000 footers. Several of them being on the SB 6K challenge that I've told you about on previous videos. So looking forward to knocking some of those out, even though I'm going to knock them all out in a through hike at some point when all these trails are open, that I would need, because there's a good portion of them closed right now because of Helene damage. Beautiful trail here so far, just walking along Boland's Creek and climbing, a lot of climbing, and getting a little breathy as I talk, as you can hear. But it is somewhat clear now. Has that hazy look though too, and there is a chance of rain all afternoon, so I should be done with the climb by about noon, where it's supposed to have the chance of rain, and then start heading back. But I might hit the rain on the way back, if not before. When you're up high, you never know. Mount Mitchell is kind of notorious for some bad weather up top. It has snowed in every year. I'm sorry, every month. Wow, every year. Every month has recorded snowfall up on top of Mount Mitchell, standing at over 6,700 feet. So you never know what the mountains are going to do. Always be prepared, as I am, and gonna enjoy conquering these mountains and having y'all along to see some of these great views, and join in on the conquering time and putting some more mountains in the bag. And also I wanted to mention that even though I'm right along this creek here now, I'll have about 18 miles not near the creek, but not really sure if any water sources are going to be there, because you're up on the crest the whole time, and any seasonal ones might be dried up. But I'm also trying to avoid that as a water source if I can, because there's so much damage in it from the hurricane. You don't really know what's still in that water. There's definitely some rivers in the western North Carolina area you want to avoid right now, because of, you know, all the stuff that was in the rivers from the hurricane, like cars, and bodies, and who knows, dead animals and whatnot. But try to avoid as much as possible. So I do have 4 liters of water with me, trying to avoid that if possible. If it stays somewhat cool, that'll help on my water consumption. But if not, I'll be drinking out of Bowling Creek. But anyway, continuing on. You probably can't tell on the video, but that was a nice little steep hill there. Most of it is uphill. There's a couple flat spots, which makes the uphill even steeper, because so far I've went 1,200 feet in 1.5 miles, which, you know, when you take out the flat spots, that's probably closer to 1,200 feet in a mile. Starting to get a little bit more open views of some mountains. Whew, at about 4,400 feet right now. And like I said, climbing up to above 6 for the first summit here, and then pretty much staying there the whole crest. Whew, it's a workout. One of the nice flat spots in between the climbs. These flat spots don't last very long, but nice to catch your breath. About 1,700 feet of climbing so far, and about 2.3 miles. I got another about 1,300 or 1,400 before the first summit. And after that, it's a lot of ups and downs, going down to the saddles and up to the next mountain. And still a couple thousand feet of elevation after that, but it's spread out and short spurts instead of just steady climb. It's a beautiful, beautiful day, but it is humid out here. Looks like there's gonna be some great views though. Doesn't look like anything is socked in as of yet. Still got a couple thousand more feet of elevation to be for some of these mountains, so it could be socked in up there, but I don't think it is. I went through a short spurt of fog driving in, and that was actually lower than where I am now. Much lower than where I am now, lower than where the trailhead was actually. So I think I'm gonna be good here today. I don't know about the rain, because that humidity makes me think there is some rain coming in. So we shall see. But for now, just enjoying this beautiful hike on this beautifully wide trail. So far, really no blowdowns or anything to have to go over. Quite a few rocks and a little bit of erosion, but nothing too bad. And here comes the climb again. About 2,400 of elevation climb so far. About 3.5 miles, or 3.25 miles actually. About 3/4 of a mile to go to the first summit and 700 feet. So this is the steepest part, or about the same as the beginning of when I first took off today. That'll get me up to about 3,000 feet of elevation by the 4-ish mile mark and the first summit. Making really good time for as steep as this is. Clicking in at over 2.5 miles per hour. I like to go a little faster on these exercise days when I'm just trying to push the body to its limits, keeping it in Thru-Hiker shape. As you can see, it's getting a little more rocky as the elevation increases. It's absolutely beautiful today. Been in the forest the whole time though, but those views will open up here eventually. Whew, winded. It's starting to get that above 5,500 feet of elevation look, which is my favorite type of forest. When you start getting the pines and just the more rugged look, it'll get even more so as I climb higher. Right now, standing about 5,600 feet of elevation. This is now the 4th water source I've seen. And it's been somewhat dry in this area lately. So it's probably normally more than that. In about 4 miles, 4 water sources. Meaning I didn't need all 4 liters. Sounds like a lot of 4s. Should have just had my 2 liters. Oh well, better to be safe than sorry. There we go. First views of the day. Beautiful. Beautiful views right below Ceilo Knob. Right over here is where I'm going, over all of those summits. Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, I'm excited. The biggest climb's out of the way, 3,000 feet. Good grief. That is gorgeous. What a beautiful day to be out here. The Black Mountains, some of my favorite mountains of the Appalachians. Right over here is the summit of Ceilo Knob. I have to bushwhack to get up there, and I'm gonna do that. Here's a decommissioned trail. It's still something you could see a little bit, so it might be like that all the way to the summit, or it may not be. It might be just bushwhacking, but that's what they make maps for. Gonna go up there, put that in the bag, and then come back out here and start heading down and climbing that beautiful black mountain crest. Woo! Not really a trail up here, but at times you can see an old trail that opens up like right here, just a little bit, but it's definitely more bushwhacking than it is a trail. But it's pretty easy to navigate on the map. So I'm almost up at the summit here. This is fun. I love this stuff. There's some good old bushwhacking. Ooh. All right, see you at the top. Standing on the summit of Ceilo Knob, completely socked in as I had to bushwhack. In fact, I'm so close to these trees, I have to go back this way to show you the rest of it. About 6,300 feet up in the air. Definitely some bushwhacking for about 3/10 of a mile. Got a little cut up, but not too bad. Part of the SB 6K challenge. So another 6,000 footer off that list of 40. Ceilo Knob is in the bag. I haven't been on this much grassy trail since I was on the Florida Trail earlier this year. Look at these views, goodness. Just walking along this grassy, dewy trail. That's Ceilo Knob right there. Beautiful views. Perfect day, a little hazy, but not bad at all. Look at this, these colors. This trail. This is basically in between the two summits. Just a little saddle. This is amazing. Very wide, very green. Those mountains up there with the darkness. It's probably why they call it the Black Mountains. Those dark trees give it a very dark look from a distance. You can see way there in the distance, those towers, heading that direction. Good grief, it's beautiful. Right up there is Gibbs Mountain. Very bushwhacky, so I came down a little bit to where I could reach my arm out for the camera. It's only, I don't know, 100 feet, a couple hundred feet of elevation up, about 6,300, I believe, up at the top. but Gibbs Mountain is in the bag. I think it goes this way. Looked like the trail going both ways there. $6,200 feet in the air. The smell of balsam fir all around me. One of my favorite smells in the world. I would say it is my favorite, but I'm really hungry right now, and I love feijoada. I love a lot of food, but feijoada is that smell that, oh my goodness, it drives me insane. And it's right up there with balsam fir. But I don't have to cook balsam fir for it to sound or to smell good. It just smells great. Climbing a little bit and then going down a little bit, getting closer to the next summit. And I don't know, I think I went about 6.5, 7 miles, something like that. Almost 4,000 feet of elevation. And you know, just about 3 or 4 miles left of this ridge or this crest, and then I'll be turning around and going back. It's beautiful views, I'm telling you. It's getting ready to open up again. I could see it from a distance that, you know, how long it was going to be in the trees here. Some nice little rock scrambles, little ups and downs on the rocks and the roots. Just that normal look you get when you're 6,000 plus in the air. Absolutely beautiful though. I'm loving this. Nice view down into the valley, and that's looking east. And over here is the Black Mountain Crest that I'm climbing and hiking over right now. And then this is looking west. Beauty all around. More to the east, trail's right here. And right there's a nice little drop off, nice little overhang or cliff, whatever you want to call it. It's beautiful though. Good grief, it's a beautiful day. Very hazy though. Part of the trail, nice slanted rock face. Pretty steep but short. They do have this blue rope here. This is actually the second one that I've seen. The other one was really not necessary, but if it was wet, it would definitely be necessary. This one, I think I could just really go around there and hug the tree going down, so I don't really need that rope. The rope is, I'd have to be scooting on my butt to really use it, so that's kind of pointless at this point unless I'm going to scoot on my butt. And if I scoot on my butt, I don't really need the rope. So I'm just going to go over there. Heading down again around this like cliff thing here, and then heading up the next mountain. balsam. Standing on the summit of Winter Star Mountain. A lot of little ups and downs. Nothing real big. Little scrambles, little S-curves. Go down steeper than you're going up, it seems like at times. But somehow I still raised 400 feet from the last summit or high point that I was on. It's beautiful out here today, and that balsam, oh, it's driving me insane. Winter Star Mountain, though. I don't know. What is this, my third or fourth summit? I don't know. I lost track. But Winter Star Mountain is in the bag. Those rocks are cool right there. The way they're all thinned up, slanted up, and you walk right through it. Another nice view of the Black Mountains. Beautiful. That's much closer than it looks right there. It looks about like that to me. Gorgeous. All right, I'm right before Deep Gap, and I've turned around. I'm starting to head back for a couple different reasons. Over there is Potato Hill. I'm going to miss out on that summit, and Mount Craig, two of them that I need for the SB6K, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to do the through hike of all 40 of them. It's all about summiting. When I'm not through hiking, I have a lot going on my plate. And today is one of those days I need to be back at a certain time as I have a prior engagement that I need to take care of. So time-wise, I'm actually quite a bit more further than I am showing on the map. The map is showing a certain mileage, and I'm about 1.75 miles further than that, or more than that at that same spot, if that makes any sense. So that's why Potato Hill is not going to get done today, or Mount Craig, because I just don't have the time to do it. Probably because I've scurried up and bushwhacked up a couple summits that added some to it. But it's a lot of S-curves as well, and sometimes just doing that will add miles to what it shows it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be 10.9 there and 10.9 back. If I was to go all the way to Mount Mitchell right now, it's about 13.5. That's not 10.9. So I'm heading back. Also, it's starting to look pretty stormy over there. So I got about 8 miles to go to get back, and I'm going to start doing that. I got a hair in my mouth. That's what happens when you have a long beard. But it's been a beautiful day. This is an awesome trail. I can't wait to come out and do it again and get all the way to Mount Mitchell. But this is also part of my through hike of the SB6K is this trail here. It actually comes the opposite direction, cuts through, and then you go up to Roan Highlands to finish it up. So it's cool that I'm out here. I love the Black Mountains. They're some of my favorite range. Never been on this trail before, but I don't know why I'm just standing here. But it is a gorgeous trail, beautiful views, and a nice challenge. 3,000 feet right off the bat. And you think once you get done with that, like, oh, that was nice. I guess I'm done. It's going to be pretty easy now because I'm up on the ridge. No, sir or ma'am. It's a lot of little rock scrambles and S-curves and ups and downs to keep that body moving and grinding. Alrighty, thank you all for joining me. I appreciate having you along anytime. Until next time, remember, live life